Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Another month bites the dust. Don't even ask me where 2022 is going because I feel like it was just Christmas. I feel like it was just Halloween. Like, Audrey Kate told me what she wanted to be for Halloween this year, and I'm like, girl, we have forever. And then I was like, no, we're like halfway there. Yeah. Where does life go? But I have some favorites that I want to share with you this month. I have 3 skincare, 3 makeup, and quite a few randoms. I did have a few fragrances that I wanted to talk with you about, but I have 5 new fragrances, and I was like, you know what? I really like aspects of all of them, so I'm actually just going to film a separate fragrance haul video, probably right after this video, and I'll probably put it up like tomorrow. So if you are the least bit interested in fragrances, definitely check that out. I've got some sweet ones, some classic ones, some fruity spring ones. I've got a Chanel one to share with y'all, so definitely check that out. But I felt like it was just gonna make this video way too long if I included them here. So let's go ahead and talk about my makeup favorites. The first is the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Face Powder. I think I used this in my Playing with New Makeup this past month, and I really, really like this powder. The only thing I don't like, oh my goodness, I have already hit pan. What? Well, that's one thing I don't like, is that apparently there's hardly any product in here. I have hit pan right there. Do you see that? What in the world? Maybe that's the one that came broken, so maybe that's why I hit pan. Okay, well, another part is, if you can see, it has gotten hard pan right here. So I don't love that. I mean, certain powder formulas will just do that, and sometimes I will have to take a spoolie to it and kind of get that hard pan off. So far, I haven't really had an issue of not being able to pick up the product because of it, but I could see that happening in the future. But other than that, this powder is so good at setting foundation. Now, on me, it does mattify my skin just a little bit, but it doesn't make it flat matte, and it keeps the luminosity pretty much where I want it to be in a foundation, helping it not to get like super dewy or luminous or, you know, greasy as the day goes on, but it still doesn't look like you caked on powder on your face. So for, you know, a drugstore product, now it's Physicians Formula, so they're a little bit higher in price point than some other drugstore brands, but it still is so good. I will link this below along with everything I talk about, but I already bought a backup of it because it's that good. And I don't do that with, I mean, maybe 5% of the products that I love, I do that with, and this one made that percent. Like, it's just so good. I did a full face of Clinique makeup because they had a very good 30% off site-wide sale. They had sent me a few products I wanted to try out. Y'all, that was one of my favorite looks that I have done in a while. I really liked how that came out. A lot of the products were already existing in my collection, and then, like I said, I tried out a few that they sent me. This one was one of the ones that they sent me that I cannot believe I have not tried yet. I don't have it on today because I am filming kind of a collection review for a future video, and I didn't want to use a cream bronzer, but this is the Clinique Chubby Stick Sculpting Contour. One very big con about this product is that this is the only shade it comes in, which I personally think is absolutely uncalled for. It's just uncalled for. It needs to have a lighter shade. It needs to have a darker shade. But if you fall in my skin tone, maybe even a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit darker, this is going to work for you. But it's the formula that I love so much. I can stripe this on my face and then blend it out, and I don't have an issue with it. In fact, in that video, I did it both ways, where I striped it on and then I took it straight from the component and applied it that way. There's a lot of cream bronzers in stick forms that I have that I can't stripe it on. It just doesn't blend out well. This one does. And obviously that is a very intense swatch, but it does just blend out to this nice bronzy shade, and it just works so well. And it also, a lot of cream bronzers, when I apply them and I end up doing the rest of my makeup, I feel like I'm not bronzed enough and I need to still go in and add another powder because I like a bronze look. Not the case at all with this. So very impressed with that. Not impressed with the shade selection. I'm hoping Clinique steps up their game and adds some more. But again, if you fall in my shade range and want to try another stick product, then definitely check that out. I actually purchased the Chubby Stick Highlight. That's what I have on today during the 30% off sale, and I like that as well. Okay, for the last makeup product, I have to talk about this eyeshadow. It's the one I have on today, and quite honestly, it's one that I have been wearing the majority of the month, and it is from Alima Pure. It is one of their Luminous Shimmer eyeshadows. So the Alima Pure is a mineral-based company, so it is a loose eyeshadow. They also have pressed eyeshadows. I love Icon. I've talked about that before. But this one is a loose shadow. It comes with a protective cover, which is nice. You don't get it everywhere. And again, it's in the shade Chai. It's what I have on my lids today. It is this beautiful, hopefully you can see that, bronzy champagne, touch of gold, but neutral enough to go with everything. I would wear this with cool tones or warm tones or neutral tones. I feel like it really is neutral enough to go with anything, but it is so pretty. It's so pretty. And again, I have it on my eyes. I can build it up or I can sheer it out, which is a great thing about these loose eyeshadows. And it's just a very gorgeous color and you get a good amount of product. So I wanted to share that because it is a lid color, a lid shade that I have been wearing nonstop this month because it is so versatile and it is so pretty. It's not so metallic that if you're not comfortable wearing like heavy shimmers that you're gonna not be able to wear this. The fact that it is loose and mineral helps that like kind of shimmer shininess smooth out. It's hard to explain, but it does, I promise. And I absolutely love it. Okay, let's talk about a few skincare products. The first two I am not going to stay on very long. I talked about them both in my new skincare I am trying out video and also in the live that I did with Harbin House. I went to Austin this past month to visit Courtney and do a little bit of work, but mostly fun. And we did a live with Sente Skincare. So you can go to the Harbin House Instagram and check that out if you want to as well. I talk about those two products. Their rep talks about them even more. But I have been adding these into my routine. This one I have been adding in for probably about the past 2 months. This one the past month, and I absolutely love it. So this is the Dermal Contour Pressed Serum. So this HSA, DSA, and CSA, you're really gonna have to go to the live on Harbin House to really see the amazing effects of what those ingredients are because she explains it way better than I ever could. But it's a very hydrating, all-around anti-aging serum. I have been using this in the morning. I think I said in my skincare video that I was using it at night, and I did for a few nights, but I have since switched it up and I'm using it in the morning when I would usually use hyaluronic acid, which is different for me to not add hyaluronic acid in my routine, but I'm trying to switch it up to see what is the best for me right now, and I really like this in that spot. Again, it's just an overall very hydrating, not too greasy at all, anti-aging product. I highly recommend you go over and listen to the explanation behind their formulations because top notch, really top notch. So been loving that. And then this one, I had mentioned that I have had two of these smaller travel sizes, which I love to travel with because there's quite a bit of product in it. Comes in a little pump, but this is the Dermal Repair Ultra Nourish Cream. And this is technically, I think, for the driest of skin types in their moisturizer line, but I still feel like even if you have like combo skin, you would enjoy this. I use this at night. Sometimes I will add an oil into it. Sometimes I will use it by itself. I can envision in the summer, I will just use it by itself. It comes in one of the pumps where you press it down and it gives you just the right amount of product. And it is what it states. It's ultra nourishing, but it sinks in really fast. There's nothing greasy about it. It's actually very lightweight. I don't wake up shiny. I just wake up hydrated and moisturized, which is what I really look for in a moisturizer. So that is the Dermal Repair Ultra Nourish Moisturizer. And then this is, y'all, this is very exciting to me. This is a new SPF that I have been trying out. This is from the Korean skincare brand, Beauty of Joseon. And I have been seeing a lot of people talk about this SPF lately, and I was like, you know what? I really just need to try this out for myself. This is an SPF 50 PA++++. It has a lot of sunscreen or, components or blockers that I cannot pronounce, nor have I ever heard of, if I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to try. It is diethylamino, hydroxybenzyl hexylbenzonate, bis-ethyl hexyloxyphenol, and methoxyphenyl triazine. Again, none that I have ever heard of, nor can properly pronounce, I can assure you. But I have heard a lot of good things about the advancements of Korean skincare and SPS and how they are finding new skincare or SPF ingredients that we have not even begun to touch on over here. And they work so well. They are cosmetically elegant. They do their job in the protecting you from the sun portion of the product. So I got this off Yes Style. Now, one thing I will say is that I don't think it's very easily available because it is so popular. I'm going to show you, this is what it looks like coming out of the bottle. So it is, fairly white, but I want you to see how beautifully this sinks into the skin. This is one of the most cosmetically elegant sunscreens that I have tried, meaning it sinks in super fast and leaves the skin looking exactly, in my opinion, how it looked before I put the sunscreen on. Nothing about it changes the look of the skin. It lays under makeup so nicely. It sinks in so nicely. I can put a very large amount of sunscreen on my face, which you are supposed to if you want to get the actual protection that is stated on the product, and it just disappears. It sinks in so nicely. I love this sunscreen. I really, really do. So I had to talk about it because, again, I just feel like it is one of the best ones that I have used under makeup, especially. I also don't find that it leaves like any kind of white cast on my skin. Obviously, when I first apply it, I might be able to see a tiny bit of that, but like 10 minutes later, totally gone. All right, let's talk about this I guess could technically be skincare related. This is a supplement. I have been posting on my Instagram stories a lot about Symbiotica because Brianna got me into them and she is selling them on skintruth.com. I love supplements. I've talked about supplements a lot in the past. I like the Jane Iredale supplements, and up until this, I had been taking the Jane Iredale probiotic. Still a great probiotic, but this one takes the cake. This is the Symbiotica probiotic, prebiotic and probiotic gut health with 50 billion CFU. So I have been taking a lot of supplements from Symbiotica. I just repurchased 3 of the ones that I have gone through, which says a lot because I like them enough to repurchase them. This is one of them, even though I probably have, I don't know, maybe a week to 10 days left. I do not want to be without these. I have seen the biggest result with these. I take 3, or anybody is asked to take 3 at night before you go to bed. And my gut health in general, like I have a lot of issues with like bloating, and it's really, I've been having these issues since I was in 9th grade. I have done every test known to man. I have drank the nasty stuff so they could see the inside of my stomach. I have gone to multiple doctors and they can't figure out what's wrong with me. I am definitely not saying I am cured because of this, but I feel so much better since I have been using this. Again, you take it at night, I wake up, the bloating is like pretty much gone. I don't know that I have been bloated like I normally am on a regular basis since I have been using this. It lasts all throughout the next day after taking this. I just feel so much better. So this is now my favorite probiotic. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk to y'all about it because you're going to be seeing it in my empties videos. Again, I did repurchase this because I don't want to run out and have to wait like 3 days before I can get it back in. I want to have a backup at all times. And my coupon code does work for Symbiotica. So that's a +2. You are able to get 20% off because I know that Symbiotica isn't necessarily the most affordable supplement brand, but I also feel like a lot of times you get what you pay for when it comes to supplements, and this is definitely one where I think that holds true. Now let's talk about a couple of randoms. We can kind of stay along with the internal section of the video and talk about some food that I have been loving. I probably about 6 weeks ago went down the Daily Harvest train. Now, I know there's probably going to be people out there that are like, I don't like Daily Harvest. It's overpriced. It's, something you could do on your own. Daily Harvest is a meal kind of delivery subscription plan. You can choose how many items you get. You can choose whether you get them weekly or monthly. You can pause your plan. I'm so stocked up right now. I paused my plan. You can skip weeks. So it is, very user-friendly in that aspect. Yes, you may pay $9 for like a meal, $6 for a meal, whatever. But the whole purpose of Daily Harvest is that they use ingredients that I would never personally go to the grocery store and purchase separately and spend the time cooking and putting together when I can just get it conveniently already done for me. Everything's organic, everything is whole foods, it's vegetables and fruits that I have never purchased separately in the grocery store and probably never would. They have a lot of different things. They have harvest bakes, they have harvest bowls, they have chia bowls, oatmeal bowls, they have smoothies, they have bites. I think they even have milks, which I haven't bought that. Soups. I have a few favorites. I wanted to bring it to y'all's attention, just to let you know that I have been doing this service. I'm not only eating this, I might eat one thing from Daily Harvest a day, maybe. And then I'll skip a couple days and not eat anything. But I have found that I enjoy the addition of these ingredients and these meals to my rotation. I feel good eating them. Again, I'm getting some vegetables and fruits that I otherwise wouldn't get. I will say that Daily Harvest is fully vegan. They don't use any real cheese, dairy milk. There's no meats involved. So for the majority of the products, I do add a protein. I'm not vegan. I'm not vegetarian. I love me some protein. So I will add some eggs. I'll add some chicken, some salmon. If I'm making a smoothie, I always add protein powder. So definitely add additional things to them. But as a whole, I've really been enjoying. So I thought I would share my top 4 favorites so far. I'll put up a picture of some of them because I don't have them physically with me. But my favorite harvest bowl is the cauliflower rice and pesto bowl. It is so good. I will scramble up some eggs or egg whites and mix this all in, and it just gives this huge hearty bowl of food that keeps me full for forever. Full of good ingredients. I love the sun-dried tomatoes in there. Sun-dried tomatoes are some of my favorite of all time. Love them so much. And it does taste like pesto, which is a great flavor to me. As far as the smoothies go, the pineapple matcha has been my favorite smoothie. Now, again, I add protein powder to this. The smoothies are so thick and creamy when you make them, which is very important to me. I'm not someone who can really stomach a watery protein shake. Even if I make it with like almond milk, it's very hard for me to get down. If I have to, I will, but it's definitely not my first, second, or 10th choice of how to obtain protein. So adding protein powder into this, it's just very, like I said, thick. I can eat this with a spoon. I do eat this particular one with a spoon. It's sweet, but it's got that matcha. It's got a little bit of greenness to it, which I really like. It's got kale in it, which doesn't overpower it at all, but I love that I'm able to get that as well. Love that. I love the apple cinnamon oat bowl. I eat that a lot in the mornings with some scrambled egg whites. And then the chia bowls. I just had a chia bowl this morning, so I kept the wrapper so I could show you. The vanilla bean and apple is my favorite chia bowl. You just add a half a cup of your, preferred milk, oat milk, coconut milk. I think I had almond milk. We go between almond and coconut milk, but I had unsweetened almond milk. Add half a cup of that the night before, mix it up, stick it in the fridge. By the time it's out in the morning, it's the perfect chia bowl. So this has chia, it has apples, it has figs, which are some of my absolute favorite fruits, but I don't ever buy them. Coconut, cauliflower, and vanilla bean. Now, you can't taste a stitch of cauliflower in this. You really just can't. But you've got big chunks of fig, and the chia just makes it that really nice chia pudding consistency. So again, those are just a couple of my favorites. I wanted to tell you, I know a lot of people ask me to do more food and fitness videos, which Chad is going to do another fitness video with me soon. But I just wanted to keep you on the loop on that. And then finally, the last random is a pair of shoes. And this is probably not going to be random if you've been following me for any length of time, but I wanted to show you the style of them or the color of them because it's fairly new. These are Rothy's. If you don't know, Rothy's are my favorite brand of shoes, hands down, period. And they just came out with this one. It's called Anchor. So it's this really pretty blue and white stitching. So it's very like sailing vibes, you know, the nautical type of vibes, which is probably why they are called Anchor. And this is the sneaker. The sneaker is my favorite of all of them. I probably have 6 pairs of the sneakers. I also have, I think I have everything else except the Mary Janes or the drivers. I don't have any of those, but all of the other styles I do. These are extremely comfortable. They are very well made. They come with removable insoles. They're very easy to wash in the washing machine. They hold up forever. I have had some of mine for like 4 years and they're still going strong. And they have endless amounts of styles and colors to choose from. They're made from recycled water bottles, which is also amazing. So I just wanted to touch on those. I haven't talked about my Rothy's in a while. I do have one of those like refer a friend things where you get $20 off a pair of shoes if you use my link. So I'll put that down below. But I think now I'm up to 10 pairs of Rothy's and still going strong. And they have purses now and wallets. I haven't gotten any of those yet, because I'm going to be real, they're very expensive, but they are very pretty. Okay, that is it. That was a lot. I sat down, I'm like, oh, I don't have that much. And then I just probably did a 30-minute video. So hopefully you enjoyed that. As always, let me know what your favorites were for the month of March. So thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you're all staying happy, healthy, safe, and sane. And that most of all, you go out and have a very blessed day.